Good morning, and welcome to your AIDailyPress morning podcast for April 10th, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. We're coming to you today with a comprehensive update on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East and its implications globally. Firstly, the situation between Iran and Israel continues to escalate, with Lebanon becoming a focal point of concern. Despite calls for an immediate ceasefire from European leaders, including those from France, Italy, Germany, the UK, Canada, Denmark, the Netherlands, Spain, and the European Union, violence persists. The international community is pressing for comprehensive negotiations to protect civilians and prevent a global energy crisis. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has emphasized the need for Britain to become more resilient in the face of growing global instability. He highlighted the importance of energy independence, citing recent events as a demonstration of why the UK needs control over its own energy supply. This sentiment is echoed by Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper, who notes that instability and volatility are becoming increasingly chronic. The conflict has also raised concerns about freedom of movement in the Strait of Hormuz, with Iranian demands for tolls drawing criticism from European leaders. There's a growing concern over the unpredictable economic consequences such restrictions could impose. NATO members are further worried by U.S. President Trump's suggestion that the alliance may not be reliable in times of need. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has called for calm, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a strong transatlantic relationship and asserting NATO's role as a guarantor of European security. As the situation continues to unfold, the AIDailyPress will keep you updated with the latest developments and analysis. It's clear that the long-term consequences of this conflict will have far-reaching impacts across the Middle East and beyond, affecting alliances, economies, and societies for years to come. And remember, as we navigate these complex times, staying informed is key. And that's a wrap. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then shall know what's right now. We've been following developments in the Middle East, where tensions remain high over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's implementation of restrictions and tolls on ships passing through the strategic waterway has sparked concerns about freedom of navigation and potential disruptions to global trade. In another story, we reported on a significant decline in official development assistance, primarily attributed to drastic cuts by top donors, including the United States. According to the OECD, total ODA spending from its member countries stood at $148 billion in 2024, representing just 0.3% of their combined gross national income. We also brought you updates on the pursuit of peace in the Middle East, where a delicate and critical moment is unfolding. The willingness of all parties involved to compromise and work towards a mutually acceptable solution will be crucial in determining the outcome. These stories and more are available on our website and social media channels. We'll continue to monitor these situations closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we take a look at the core PCE inflation numbers for February, which came in with some interesting insights. While there are concerns about inflation, it's essential to maintain a long-term perspective and avoid getting caught up in short-term market fluctuations. As the first always say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We'll be keeping a close eye on these numbers as they continue to evolve. In other news, foreign portfolio investors have made a significant withdrawal from the Indian market, with financial services bearing the brunt of the sell-off. This has raised concerns about the market's near-term prospects, and we advise investors to exercise caution and stay informed about the latest developments. Lastly, in a surprise move, Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced a truce with Ukraine for the upcoming Orthodox Easter weekend. While this may provide a temporary reprieve from the ongoing conflict, it's unclear whether it will pave the way for more substantive peace talks. We'll be watching this situation closely and providing updates as more information becomes available. Remember to stay level-headed and keep your eyes on the prize. Where do you stay your money Monday? Well, that's a story for another time. Tune in tomorrow for more news and analysis from the world of finance. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. In our first story, the Orion spacecraft is preparing for re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, marking the final stage of its historic mission. The spacecraft has spent several weeks in space, conducting critical tests and demonstrations in preparation for future human missions to the Moon. In another article, we highlighted a lesser-known aspect of space travel, the struggles of astronauts with constipation. It may seem like a mundane issue, but it's a reminder that even in space, human bodies still face everyday challenges. The same medication used on Earth, Dulcolax, is being used by astronauts on the Artemis II mission to help alleviate digestive issues caused by zero gravity and other factors. Lastly, we discussed how the success of the Artemis II mission marks a major step forward for NASA's plans to return humans to the Moon by 2025. The agency's next steps will include the development of the Space Launch System rocket and the Orion spacecraft, as well as the construction of the Gateway, a lunar orbiting space station. These stories not only showcase the incredible advancements in space exploration, but also remind us that even in the vastness of space, human challenges are universal. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates on the Artemis II mission and its implications for the future of space travel. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. First off, let's talk about college basketball. We've got a thrilling development in the NCAA, where Elliot Cadeau, the star point guard from Michigan, has announced his decision to return for his senior year. This is huge news, folks, as Cadeau was instrumental in leading the Wolverines to their national championship title last season. With him back on board, Michigan is looking strong to make another deep run in the tournament. Next up, we've got a drama unfolding in Italian football. Napoli. President Aurelio De Laurentiis has dropped a bombshell by stating that he'd be willing to lend his head coach, Antonio Conte, to the Italian national team if requested. This comes amidst a backdrop of turmoil in Italian football governance, with De Laurentiis criticizing the current state of the federation and backing former CONI president Giovanni Malagho as a potential leader. Last but not least, we've got an update on the college basketball scene, where Stanford's freshman phenom Harrison Ingram is making waves with his impressive performances. The 6'7" forward has been dominating games, showcasing his versatility and skill set that's drawing comparisons to some of the all-time greats. These are just a few of the stories we'll be covering in today's podcast. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we reported on a controversy surrounding an email sent by Secretary Rollins to staff members, wishing them a happy Easter and referencing the Christian faith. The message has sparked debate about the separation of church and state in government institutions, with some employees feeling uncomfortable or excluded. We'll continue to explore this story and discuss ways in which government officials can navigate the complex landscape of faith and politics. In another story, we covered a case where a government official's expression of faith in the workplace has raised questions about the appropriate role of religion in public institutions. The incident highlights the importance of respecting diversity and maintaining inclusivity in our democracy. Lastly, from the road, we visited Nos Bakehouse in Brisbane, a charming bakery that's become a hub for community and connection. We celebrated the dignity of ordinary work, like baking bread, and the beauty of everyday life. The bakery's welcoming atmosphere and creative menu are a testament to the power of simple pleasures and human connection. These stories remind us of the complexities and wonders of our great nation, from the intricacies of faith and politics to the joys of community and everyday life. Tune in tomorrow for more in-depth discussions and explorations of America's hidden gems. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm Joan, and I've got the scoop on the latest trends in entertainment and fashion. Let's start with the juicy stuff. Issa Rae's production company, Hooray Media, is teaming up with TikTok to bring exclusive micro-series content to the platform. We're talking short-form dramas that are designed to be watched on your phone, and trust me, it's going to be a game changer. In other news, the Middle East ceasefire has triggered a relief rally in the market, and footwear stocks are seeing a significant boost. Companies like Amer Sports, On Holding, and Birkenstock are leading the charge, so if you're looking to invest or just want to stay on top of the latest trends, keep an eye on those shoe stocks. And finally, we've got some royal treatment for Maria Carolina, with her stunning dress in the Paris match photos. Who are you wearing indeed? Please. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.